So we organize a lot of workshops, not from Chinese teachers, but because they are not around in this time of the year. But with some teachers, I was thinking, okay, in this case, like we don't need the Chinese teachers. We can do this ourselves. It's our task to spread the word now. So it's open for everyone. It's for practitioners, for teachers, also for people who just are interested in Qigong and want to know something more. We try to take the whole range about it.
My name is Torsten Luedecker, and this is the Wisdom Qigong Uncovered podcast.
Welcome everyone. Today I've got Yvonne Hoeboer with me. Yvonne is from the Netherlands and she is been involved with Zhineng Qigong since 2012 and she's got quite a story to tell. Yvonne, please let us know, how did you get into Zhineng Qigong and what happened?
It was just coincidence because I was from a women association and someone came to talk about Zhineng Qigong and she was from my neighborhood. I didn't know her before. And I immediately felt I have to go there. And when I met that and she told us and she did practice immediately with us, it felt like homecoming. It felt really like I have to go for lessons with this lady. And I never missed a lesson afterwards.
And then you started practicing basically the lift you up, or what did you do?
Yes, we started with lift you up. And in the beginning, it was all hard and stiff and you are using your muscles. And then it's a certain time when you do it a lot, then you realize, okay, it can be soft and it's not an issue for your body. It's just helping your body to be more flexible and to relax better. I always teach my students now also that the first things you achieve is more relaxing and just have a moment without all the noise of the outside. And then I noticed I wanted to go deeper. And then I was informing about training, teacher training, although I didn't really want to become a teacher, but I was interested in that to go deeper. And well, long story short, I went to China for my education.
Great.
In 2017 that was. And then I noticed when we got this theory lessons, I noticed I was noting everything as if I would learn it to other people, not only for myself. My notebook went around the whole class because they liked my notes in English so much. So, and then that was the start of realizing, okay, I want to become more. And while doing this education and afterwards, we had to do these gongs, of course, this 100-day gongs for just, how do you call it, to go inside with this exercise. And then I noticed, especially with the wall squats, that I lost my weight because I was 82 kilos. And in 2 years' time, with consistent practicing, I lost 20 kilos. I was 62 after. And
Wow.
that was a bit too much. So I leveled it up a little to 65, 66. And that was a big achievement.
So this is an interesting topic, obviously, for many of us, because with today's lifestyle, very few people have their ideal weight. All of us are running around with belly fat these days. So I would love to explore this a little more. Now, what did you do? How did it affect your body? And what can our audience learn from that? Now, when you started Zhineng Qigong, was that one of your goals, or did you just notice it happening?
No, it was not a goal. It was not an obsessive goal. It was just happened. And I noticed before I practiced Qigong, I had a lot of late evening cravings. And with practicing Qigong, I noticed there were no cravings anymore. So I just could eat my 3 meals a day, and well, sometimes you want something sweet or salty, but the big cravings were gone. So I think that's the most important fact that Qigong brought me. Outside of the relaxing mode and more easygoing mode I went in. Before had a company to lead, I had this children household, everything. My husband helped me, but um, always the feeling having everything on your shoulders. And with Qigong, I could more see that as more related.
Do you think there is a connection between these two things? Because from what I understand, people often have cravings if they are stressed, if they have a lot of pressure. So would you say this is the connection why your cravings became less, and then as a result you lost all these kilos?
Yes, of course, there will be any related thing about being not so stressed anymore. But it was also really the feeling went away, as if working with the energy, with Qi, with doing this Qigong, it feeds me enough. So I don't need the real physical food again.
Okay. Because that is interesting, obviously, from a Zhineng Qigong perspective, trying to understand what has happened. Now, how does you practicing Zhineng Qigong, have this effect? But I like the thought that you bring to the audience here, that Qi is nourishment, isn't it?
Yes.
So, yes. So that way, the body might say, okay, that is more than I need. I don't need anything else. And that is when the cravings stop. Do you have any other explanations for that, or any other theories? I mean, you have looked deep into Zhineng Qigong over all those years. You've studied it a lot, so you are a very knowledgeable practitioner and teacher. Do you have any other explanation that came up for you why you had this success in the weight loss area?
Yes, it was just how do you call it? Like a button you turn around, you switch. I switched off. I just realized, okay, I can stop with these cravings. I can lose some weight. So it was just like a mindset. That's
right.
It was not a mindset, and that's what you're learning with Qigong also, to get not a mindset and give your body this positive information. At that time, I wasn't really aware I was doing it. It's just afterwards that you are aware that you did that.
Would you say, from what I hear now, I would guess that this is something which is not linked to weight loss. You could probably, take it for other addictions as well, because if you talk about the switch and ending these things, it is more general than just weight loss, right? It could be used for other addictions, maybe.
Yes, of course. For everything you meet in life, you can do that. Also, the last few years, I am more into Mingjue. That's what Teacher Wei is teaching. It's really, then Qigong is really a way to not let you trigger that much. The trigger is there. You notice it, you accept it, but you don't overreact like you used to do.
Right.
So there's also this kind of mindset.
Can you explain this a little more in depth, how that works, Yvonne?
Yeah, it's about realizing everything is one, and you're just a small particle of the one, but the one is also in you. So it's kind of observing yourself without, how do you call it? Observing yourself without saying, "Oh, that's not good," or "That's you don't."
Without judging. Yep.
Yes, without judging. Yes, of course. Yeah. And when you do that without judging yourself, without judging others, but most of them judging yourself, because we are unaware of doing that a lot during the day. And then you come to the fact, when you practice longer, that Qigong is also something you can use in your daily life at that point.
Right. And how does that show up in your life when you go, when you wake up in the morning? Are you already, creating a conscious awareness, or how would you go through life to have this effect?
Oh, it's so hard to explain, because it's a kind of state you are not aware anymore of. And of course, everyone has his points that you fall back in your old habits. But when you notice them, then you can change that again. And it stays always on the surface about not falling back in your old habits. But when you fall back in your old habit, then you also can say, okay, Havla,
Yes.
this is what is happening now. And I'm realizing it, I'm accepting it, this I can change it as well.
Imagine a tool where you will learn the basics of Zhineng Qigong in 101 lessons.
Hello, everyone.
Hoy, realmente tu práctica es muy excelente.
And discover 4,000 years of ancient Chinese wisdom. Available in English.
Before we talk about Zhineng Qigong specifically,
Spanish.
La palabra Qigong se compone de dos partes.
German.
Qigong ist also nicht nur eine Reihe von Übungen.
And Dutch.
Historisch gezien bestaan Qigong-praktijken in vele omgevingen.
You can use it as a simple web page or like an app on your phone on the go, where you connect and communicate with teachers of your choice. And find workshops worldwide. Welcome to myqigong.com, brought to you by the Zhineng Qigong Students Hub, for free.
And I think this is key because what it basically gives you, it gives you a choice, a new choice, any moment in time. So even if you do something that you feel like, oops, I slipped, it doesn't matter because at this moment you can make a new and different choice, right? And this is why the Mingju state and the awareness is so powerful, because without that you would just continue down the slope rather than saying, okay, now accept it and let me now do something different.
Yeah. And to realize you always have a choice. It's not the outside world. You have always have a choice.
All right.
Yeah.
Then let's hear a little more from you, Yvonne. How else does Zhineng Qigong show up in your life? What else, do you feel like you have achieved? What has changed since you are practicing?
Wow. I feel more, I meet a lot of teachers, of course. Also, when the online sessions come up, then I had meetings with the teachers of my education at that time, at the teacher training, and also my Chinese teachers. The world became closer. And at that time I realized that the connection with other teachers and other Qigong practitioners, that's so important for me. And to see that how we can learn from each other and collaborate with each other, that's really, really a passion of me. And also the traveling to China. I love the traveling to China.
What you have done is you've developed a passion for connecting and making the trainings accessible to people, in particular in the Netherlands and in Belgium, in the Dutch-speaking part of Belgium, because you have become one of the most best-known translators within the community. So whenever there's a teacher giving online sessions in English, you are one of the people that supports the whole community by translating it into Dutch, right?
Yes, that's what I do, and that's what I love to do also. Yeah, and it's this live translation. I'm not particularly good in translating backwards or both sides, but when you are in this session, in this chi felt of the teacher, sometimes it's almost as if I already know what he's going to say. So then translating is not that difficult anymore. It just comes out. Sometimes I don't even know what I say because it's in a certain level of state you do this.
It is the ENT probably where you pick it up before the teacher has even said what he wants to say,
it's
right?
all in the field, yes.
And this passion of connecting people and creating a community and having people understand they are not alone in practicing Zhineng Qigong. This has led to a fantastic idea, which is going to be a conference that you are doing in the Netherlands later this year, where you're basically inviting people and students and teachers from all over the world to come together for 2 days. So maybe you would like to tell the audience a little bit more about what's happening and how people can participate in this event.
Yes, due to my connection, the translating, I connected with the Belgian scene of the teachers of Qigong, and after that, the German. And I went to this German event. It's already happening because there's the German Association. We don't have this in the Netherlands. And then I really felt, well, I am going out there, I'm going there. And then I felt, okay, this is something we need to organize in the Netherlands and then in the south of the Netherlands. So it's nearby for Belgium and Germany as well. And so it was an idea I had for years already, but it was not coming to really active doing. And then in this year of the horse, of the fire horse, it's about doing. So I was thinking, okay, now I really have to do that. And last September, I was in Buchenau again. And then I really announced it. So I was thinking, okay, now I have to because I announced it. And then I asked some people to form a team with me because something big that big you cannot do alone. I had some wonderful people around me now, all Qigong teachers. And now it's really happening. And in the end of August, the last weekend of August, 28 to 30 August, we are going to Baarlo. That's in the middle of Limburg, Dutch Limburg. And I have a big accommodation for, 150 people. And we can stay there all full board. And we organize a lot of workshops there. We just asked, that's also about connection and working together to this big field. So we organize a lot of workshops, not from Chinese teachers, but because they are not around in this time of the year. But with some teachers, I was thinking, okay, in this case, like we don't need the Chinese teachers. We can do this ourselves. It's our task to spread the word now. And so we do a lot of workshops, different workshops. People are coming and all on their own specialty of Qigong, because there are so many things about Qigong you can highlight. And everyone is searching the form of Qigong, what suited the person itself. So it's open for everyone. It's for practitioners, for teachers, also for people who just are interested in Qigong and want to know something more. We try to take the whole range about this.
It's interesting because I was having dinner with Master Liu last night. He's currently visiting us, and he was talking about how Dr. Pang, very early stage, basically taught the teachers at the Huaxia Center to be the teachers themselves. So he would then leave it to them to teach the students. And today, all these teachers are out in the world, and everybody has their own little approach and their own little speciality and their own little way of doing things. And you are kind of doing the same thing now. You said, well, all these teachers from China are wonderful, but what they have done is they have passed on the knowledge to us, people like you and other teachers in the West. And now it's up to these teachers to, to use their skills and bring Zhineng Qigong into the world in their very own way and with their very own focus. And I think it's wonderful, that you're doing that. And I think it's also important that we trust our own teachers, that they do excellent work, just like Dr. Pang trusted his teachers that they do excellent work. And this is, how the world evolves. And to have an opportunity, it's such a beautiful place in Europe, I think that's wonderful. And and I'd love to hear just a little bit how the days would go actually, what to expect. Do you all have breakfast together and then meet and do things, or how would it look in practice if people would like to join your conference?
Yes, well, the program not really exactly ready for the moment, but we know which teachers are coming. Now in June, we are completing that. But At Friday, we start at 2:00. People are coming in, are looking for their accommodation, their chambers, their rooms. And then at 3:00, we start already with the first workshop because we only have the weekend. So we really want to make an effort to get as much as possible out of it. And then we have dinner together. And then in the night, we also have a sweet meditation to know each other, to come together. We tried to do that with this sound bowls.
Mm-hmm.
A nice concert. And then Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m. in the morning, we are practicing. We are doing a waking up practice with each other. And then during the day, there will be several time slots for workshops. We have 3 or 4 big rooms so we can separate. So we have some workshops at the same time so people can choose for the workshop. And it's not on beforehand they can choose, but just when they arrive, they will see what workshops will be there. I shall try to do on the social media some little highlights of people who are coming to give a workshop. And then we have breakfast together, we have lunch together, we have dinner together, but all is free. All is like, if you don't like to connect at that time, but you need some time for yourself or you want to wander around the beautiful area, all is good.
Good. So the main purpose is really coming together. And while you are together, you will give people opportunities to practice together, to learn from each other, and to connect and get a feel for what it means to be part of a community here,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. What is it language-wise? I know you are doing it in the Netherlands, but I think you're attracting students from other countries as well. So would it mainly be in Dutch or would it be in English and translation, or how are you going to deal with that?
Yes, well, I think that will be an organic thing. We will see how things are happening, but there are also people, John Miller and some people from England are coming too, probably some Polish people. So we are a very mixed company. So I think the main language will be English, but there will be translation all the time. Always there's someone who can translate to German or to English or Dutch.
Okay.
That's no problem.
Wonderful. Anything else that people should know about the conference, Yvonne?
Yeah, register early if you want to come, because I want to know beforehand for the organization. It's so, not that I want to know, it's just in the air and it's going to happen. But I really want, it's for preparations more easy when we know how much people and the how much they know about Qigong. So we can also make a very personal program about it.
Right. And who are the other teachers that you are cooperating with in the organizing team?
The organizing team are Mark and Ilse. They are from Belgium. I work already a lot with them, and we are very much alike in Qigong area. And then it's Olivier Rijke. He is a Dutch guy who is living in Germany, and also I met him at Buchenau several times. He made this beautiful logo, this beautiful flyer for me. And then is Mariana. She's a friend, Dutch friend of me. Andrea Roep from Germany is helping me. Magda, I met her with, she was a student of me with the Mingjue courses and Luan Ling courses. And they all have their own specialty and they keep me awake
Good.
to lead everything. And then later at the site itself in the weekend, there are a lot of people helping out with the reception and the room.
Good.
Rooms.
We will obviously have the link to your website and to where people can book in the caption of this little episode. So anyone can get in touch, can read up more information. And I'm sure this website is going to be updated over time when you have more concrete schedule. But we know that Zhineng Qigong also is a trusting process. And part of the charm is a little bit of flexibility, because it is about getting together and then exploring what is happening, and so that everybody can benefit wherever he or she feels at that moment is best for them, right?
Exactly. You say that very well. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well, then thank you very much for meeting me today, Yvonne. I hope it's going to be a great success. I know it's going to be a great success and a wonderful experience. And then hopefully it's going to happen, on a more regular basis, maybe every 2 years. That could be something, alternating with the German conference. So 1 year there's one in Germany and there's one in the Netherlands. That would be wonderful for the whole community.
Yes, I hope so. I hope really so. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Yvonne.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you.
With all the preparations.
We trust you enjoyed this conversation, and we invite you to subscribe to our podcast so we can stay in touch and notify you of future episodes. We will end today's episode with the 8 verses meditation performed by Zhineng Qigong teacher Katrin Hendricks. Enjoy. To get your free ebook on the 8 verses meditation, please check the show notes below.